Welcome to the basic beginner Hatha yoga class. This class is for beginners who are comfortable with making their own modifications while sitting on a chair, or for those who are comfortable with provided modifications for seated and standing postures. It is recommended for this video that you have a yoga mat, a strap or scarf or belt, a cushion and a pillow, and a yoga block. If a yoga block is not available, you could also use a thicker cushion or a double cushion to sit on, or if you're using it for a prop under the hand, you could actually use a large, stable glass jar with a lid attached, or a very thick, heavy book. This class will last approximately 1 hour. We'll begin by finding a comfortable seated posture on the floor, using a cushion under the sits bones, helping to rock the pelvis forward so that the knees are at or below hip height. If it is not comfortable for you to sit cross-legged on the floor, you may also kneel with a cushion beneath the hips or stacking cushions to the appropriate height. And again, if you would like to do some modifications seated in a chair, you are welcome to do so, but we will not be providing instruction on that in this video. Make sure that all of your props are within easy reaching distance. We'll begin the class by, again, tuning in, finding a comfortable seated posture, starting to notice how you feel. We'll start with 3 ohms together, inhaling for Om. Taking the time now to tune in, notice how you're feeling, notice how the space is feeling around you after 3 ohms. We'll begin by bringing the palms together in front of the chest in prayer position. We'll do 3 arm circles, splitting the palms, extending the arms out to hip height and then around, either overhead or meeting together at shoulder height, palms to center, down through center, out, up and around, meeting overhead and down through center. One more time, extending the arms out, circling up and around, palms touch overhead and coming down through center. Releasing the palms to the knees, up or down, it's up to you. We'll be bringing the right ear to the right shoulder, stretching the left side of the neck. Maybe using the right hand on top of the head for the body weight. Just breathing here. Gently releasing the hand down, bringing the head back to center. And now left ear to left shoulder. Again, maybe using the hand on top of the head just for the weight of the hand, not pulling or straining. Taking a few deep breaths here, noticing the stretch to the right side of the neck. Now releasing the hand back to the lap, bringing the head back to center. We'll begin by doing neck rolls. looking up, extending the neck, then chin to chest and around. Do this several times, so take your time here, moving at whatever pace feels comfortable for you. If you feel any places where there's extra stickiness or tension, maybe taking a moment there to pause and feel into that, letting it release. Reversing the direction. Being careful when extending the neck and looking up that you're not extending too far into the cervical vertebrae. Pausing down at the center, chin to chest, now looking up, extending upward. And relaxing head back to center, and then look to the right, maybe using the right hand against the cheek just to deepen the stretch just a little bit more. And back to center, and then looking to the left hand against the cheek. Stretching the neck and release. Back to center. Sliding the head side to side or around in circles. And then reaching the right arm out, left ear to left shoulder, and relax. Left arm extends, right ear to right shoulder, and relax. Preparing for a hip stretch as we bend the knees in the seated posture, placing the feet flat on the floor, bringing the soles of the feet together to touch, and the knees fall out as the hips open, reaching for the tops of the feet or the ankles with the hands, allowing gravity to pull the legs open here, stretching the inner thigh and the hip. Maybe using the weight of the hands against the knee or the thighs to press a little bit more deeply. You may also begin to bring the upper body over the feet towards the floor and stretch the low back. Coming up to sit, bring the knees together in front of you with the hands. Now sliding off the cushion, placing your cushion off to the side. We'll be preparing for Balasana, the child's pose. Coming to a tabletop position, split the knees, bring the heels together, sit back, hips over heels, arms stand alongside the ears, forehead comes to the block or a mat or a cushion. You can also bring the arms alongside the body if having them extended out by the ears is too intense for your shoulders. Rest here for a moment. And now we'll prepare to come up into tabletop for cat and cow, finding yourself in the tabletop position. Shoulders, elbows, wrists are in line with one another. Hips are over knees. Knees are hip width distance apart. Taking time to feel into the forearms, the wrists, pressing the palms into the ground as you lift and rotate, pressing down into the palms, bringing the fingertips back forward, thumbs facing one another. The neutral spine will begin with the cow. Drop the belly, look up for cow. Arch the spine, looking down for cat. We'll continue with a few more rounds of this. You can move at your own pace. Again, remembering to drop the belly to look up for cow. And then arch the spine to look down for cat. One more time. Drop the belly, look up for cow. Arch the spine, look down for cat. Returning the spine into a neutral position, head, neck, and spine in one straight line, looking down at the floor. Picking up the left hand, extending it at shoulder height or alongside the ears. And then lengthening the right leg out, right toe on the mat. If you're stable here, lift the right foot, leg extended for a strengthening, balancing posture. And placing the right knee down, then the left hand will switch sides. Lift the right hand, extend the right arm forward, then extend the left foot back, left toe on the mat, then lift the left leg and balance, feeling the strength through the core, placing the left knee back down to the mat, right hand to the mat, finding yourself in neutral, coming up to stand slowly, maybe placing any of the props away that you need to, finding yourself coming up to a forward folding position with the knees bent, and then slowly roll up to standing. We'll find the mountain pose here. Feet are hip width distance apart, shoulders are back and down, arms slightly away from the body, palms slightly forward, chin is parallel to the mat. We'll be doing a few more shoulder stretches here to prepare us for the rest of the class. Bringing fingertips to shoulders, begin opening and closing the elbows towards one another, either at shoulder height or down by the chest in front of the body. We're just loosening up the shoulders, bringing some fluidity there, telling the body it's time to release some synovial fluid into the joints, the upper back, shoulders, upper spine. We'll be bringing the elbows out and around in circles and then reversing the motion. And then lowering the arms and hugging the upper body. Elbows or forearms are stacked. Feeling the scapula moving away from one another as you hug the shoulders forward. Then switching sides, opposite arm on top, hugging the upper body. Opening the arms and extending out, then bringing one arm across the upper body, opposite hand reaches for shoulder, upper arm or forearm, stretching the shoulder, keeping that shoulder down. Now switch sides. And release, coming back into mountain pose for just a moment. We'll do a few side bends here in a dynamic movement, bringing palms together in front of the chest. We will begin by keeping the weight even on both feet, then bending slightly to the right or left and looking up or forward, coming back to center and then bending to the other side. You can leave your palms in prayer, or you can bring one arm up by the ear, the other is down by the hip, upraised arm, leaning, looking up, and then lower down, switch upraised arm, lean, looking up at the upright arm. Continuing this movement, or you can lift both arms extended alongside the ears, looking up as you bend side to side like a blade of grass, flexible, fluid, feeling the motion, coming back to your mountain pose, closing the eyes, noticing how you feel after flexing the spine from side to side. We'll be preparing to do the sun salutation, finding yourself at the top of the mat in mountain pose, feet are hip width distance apart. Bring the palms together in front of the chest, and then focusing between the shoulder blades, gently arch the spine, looking up just a little bit, and then slowly walk their hands down the thighs, down the shins to the floor, bending the knees as much as you need to find your fingertips on the floor, head hanging loose in a forward bend. Bending it even further, bringing the left leg back, left knee gently down to the floor, gaze is forward in a low lunge, feeling lengthening through the spine. Press the palms into the floor, bring your opposite foot back into tabletop. And now we'll tuck the toes with the knees bent and gently lift the pelvis, hips towards the sky, First down dog. Maybe wiggle the hips side to side, bending the knees, pedaling out the legs, extending through the spine, lowering heels toward the mat, and then slowly bring yourself forward as you lower the knees gently to the mat. For this first round, find yourself on your forearms and then lower the torso to the ground, forehead to the mat, bring the palms back to shoulder, beneath the shoulders. Lift the head, neck, and chest, and then gently lower the forehead back to the mat, readjusting the elbows that are bent, palms are flat to the mat. Roll the head, neck, and chest up, and then roll chest, neck, chin, forehead to the mat. We'll do this one more time, rolling up the head, neck, and chest, looking up, lift the palms, and now place the palms back down, chest, neck, forehead to the mat. Then press yourself up into the tabletop position before tucking the toes and pressing the hips up to the sky in down dog. The spine is long, shoulders moving down the back, head is heavy. Pause here for just a moment. Bringing the knees gently down to the mat, coming back to our tabletop position. This time bringing the left foot forward between the hands. You can help it up here with your hand. Coming to fingertips, lengthening the spine, looking forward for low lunge. Coming down now, placing palms to the mat. Bring the right foot forward to meet the left. Bend the knees and then gently roll up to standing. You can also use your palms walking up the thighs, coming up to stand with the palms together in front of the chest, slight back bend, looking up, coming back to standing. Relax the arms down by your side, and we'll prepare for 2 more rounds. Palms together in front of chest, gently looking up, arching the spine. Slowly coming down through your forward bend, using the hands to support you as you come down, bending the knees, placing fingertips on the floor, head heavy, bend the knees deeper. And now bring the left foot back, left knee down gently, long spine looking up for a lunge. Coming into tabletop, tuck the toes, lift the hips for down dog. Again, pausing here for just a moment, continuing to build our strength in this posture, noticing how we feel. And for this round, slowly coming forward, we'll lower the knees to the mat. Leave the hips slightly elevated from the mat, and then bring the chest and the chin to the mat with the elbows bent, and then slide the torso forward, rolling up the head, neck, and chest. Press yourself back into the tabletop position from here. And then tuck the toes and lift the hips into down dog. Gently bringing the knees down, finding yourself in tabletop, and then bringing the left leg forward, left foot between the hands, finding our low lunge. The spine is long, the gaze is forward. Now palms flat, right foot up to meet the left, forward bend, bend the knees, rolling up or walking the hands up the legs, coming back up to our standing position with the palms together in front of the chest, slight back bend, looking up. Palms together in front of chest. Gently looking up, arching the spine. Slowly coming down through your forward bend. Using the hands to support you as you come down, bending the knees, placing fingertips on the floor, head heavy, bend the knees deeper. And now bring the left foot back, left knee down gently, long spine looking up for a lunge. Coming into tabletop, tuck the toes, lift the hips for down dog. Again, pausing here for just a moment, continuing to build our strength in this posture, noticing how we feel. And for this round, slowly coming forward, we'll lower the knees to the mat. Leave the hips slightly elevated from the mat. And then bring the chest and the chin to the mat with the elbows bent, and then slide the torso forward, rolling up the head, neck, and chest. Press yourself back into the tabletop position from here. And then tuck the toes and lift the hips into down dog. Gently bringing the knees down, finding yourself in tabletop, and then bringing the left leg forward, left foot between the hands, finding our low lunge. The spine is long, the gaze is forward. Now palms flat, right foot up to meet the left, forward bend, bend the knees, rolling up or walking the hands up the legs, coming back up to our standing position with the palms together in front of the chest, slight back bend, looking up, coming down, releasing the hands, relaxing here. Slowly coming down to the floor in a way that is comfortable for you. We'll be lying on our back in the relaxation pose. Feet are hip width distance apart. Hips relaxed onto the floor. Arms away from the side of the body. Head in neutral. Eyes are closed. Breathing deeply. Allowing the body to take in everything that it has done up to this point in the class. Allowing yourself to feel as the body continues to make adjustments itself on its own without you helping it as you sink further into the floor. Taking time to appreciate what you are doing for yourself by taking the class. Remembering that this is not a competition. Every day, every moment, every breath is a little bit different. Sometimes we might be able to stand on our heads, and other days we might not be able to get up out of a chair. That's okay. It's life. Life fluctuates, and this practice helps to teach us how to ride through those fluctuations without it affecting us, without it affecting our mood. Just a few more moments here. Preparing now to roll onto one side. Taking your time, pressing yourself up. coming through tabletop and then to a standing position, finding yourself once again in mountain pose. We'll prepare for a few standing postures. This is triangle preparation. Widen the stance. Feet are parallel to one another. Ankles are approximately under the wrist creases if you were to lift the arms. Turn the right foot out so that the heel is in line with the arch of the left foot. Bringing your hands to your hips. Bend into your knees, noticing where the knees go. They should sort of line up with the big toe or the place between the big toe and the middle toe. Feeling the hip bones are in alignment with one another. Bringing the arms up and overhead down to shoulder height. Allowing the shoulders to be relaxed. The lats and the traps are holding up the shoulders as the arms extend. Just feeling what this is like, having a sturdy base. Now bring the hands back to the hips, and for a side bend, bend to the right and then to the left, looking up. Just noticing how the body moves here, maybe widening the stance a little bit more. Once again, lifting the arms to shoulder height and feeling the strength of the triangle shape in your base. Lowering the arms, turn the right foot in parallel to the left, and then turn the left foot so that the heel is in line with the arch of the right foot. Again, bringing hands to waist, adjusting the waist and the hip so that they're pointing forward with the right foot. Feeling stability there, bring the arms up and relax them down to shoulder height, energy moving through the arms. Taking time to adjust so you feel even weight distribution across the feet. Then bringing the hands back to the hips, side bend to the left and then to the right. Re-extending the arms to shoulder height and feeling strength here. Gently lower the arms down. Turn the left foot in so it's parallel, and then step yourself back into mountain pose. Feet hip width distance, knees slightly bent, pelvis in neutral. We'll be doing a balancing pose here, so starting to notice the weight in the feet. Moving side to side, noticing the exchange of weight between the feet without lifting the feet. Now with hands on hips, put all the weight into the left foot, bend the right knee, toe on the ground. If you feel stable, go ahead and lift the right knee, maybe up to hip height with the foot flexed, releasing hands from the hips if you feel stable, balancing here for a few breaths, lifting arms alongside ears, then bringing the arms back down to the hips before placing the right foot back to the mat. Readjust the feet, come back to your mountain pose for a breath, and now again, hands to hips, moving the body weight side to side, feeling the distribution change. Pouring all the weight into the right foot this time. Bend the left knee with the left toes on the mat. If you feel stable here, lifting the left knee, maybe up to hip height. Release the arms outward, finding balance. And then maybe bring the arms up alongside the ears for just a second. And then gently lower the arms back down, hands to hips. Left foot back to the floor, and finding yourself in the mountain pose again, noticing how you feel, how stable it is to have your weight evenly distributed across both feet, the strength of just standing in a steady posture. Slowly now, taking your time, come back down to the mat for the relaxation pose. Lying on the back, feet hip-width distance apart, arms slightly away from the body, head in neutral, breathing deeply here. It's said that this is the most difficult posture of the yoga practice, being completely relaxed and completely still. We're preparing now to roll over onto the abdomen for relaxation on the abdomen. To do this, you can bring one arm up alongside the ear, bend the knee of the opposite leg, and then using that foot, press yourself turning over onto the belly. You can either stack the forearms under the forehead to lie here, or you can extend the arms alongside the body, cheek to one side, and the legs are hip-width distance apart in either situation. If your cheek is to one side, you can now turn the cheek to the opposite side for an equal stretch on the neck. We'll be preparing for a few backward bending postures. The first is baby cobra. Bringing the forehead to the mat, bring your palms beneath the shoulders onto the mat, elbows are bent, palms close to the body, legs in one line as close together as you can. Begin by gently pressing the lower belly and pelvis into the mat, and then gently rolling up using the muscles between the shoulder blades, head, neck, and chest. Come up one vertebra at a time. Inhaling as you come up and hold for just a moment, taking the weight off the hands so you know you're using the muscles in the upper back. And now as you exhale, releasing chest, neck, and chin, forehead to the mat, cheek to one side, keeping the arms where they are. We'll do a second round, forehead to the mat. Rolling up, head, neck, and chest. Again, the palms are light, pelvis tucked into the ground. And now exhale as you release down, chest, neck, chin, forehead to the mat, cheek to opposite side. We'll do this one more time, staying here with the hands below the shoulders, facing down, forehead to the mat, rolling up, head, neck, and chest, focus between the shoulder blades. Maybe pressing into the palms just a little bit this time. And now relaxing down, chest, neck, and chin, forehead to the mat, cheek to opposite side. Release the arms alongside the body, or you may have the forearms stacked under the forehead. Preparing for the half locust pose. If they're not already there, stack the forearms under the forehead. Place the forehead on top of the stacked forearms. Tuck the pelvis into the mat, and now with the left leg relaxed, extend the right leg away towards the wall and allow it to lift naturally. The hips remain even on the mat. The focus is on the low back. Gently lower the right leg down, relax it, then extend the left leg away towards the wall and allow it to lift naturally. The extension is more important in this exercise. Lower the left leg gently, and now extend the right leg and allow it to lift naturally. Lowering the right leg down, extend the left leg, Allow it to lift. And relax the left leg down. Relaxing here for just a moment. If you'd like, you can bring the arms alongside the body or leave the forearms stacked under the forehead. We'll do a final back bend. The bow pose. This is a modified version of the posture. It's a half bow. So extending the right arm alongside the ear with the forehead to the mat, bend the left knee, and then with the left hand, reach back towards the left foot or ankle. You can also take a hold of the pant leg here if you are not quite able to reach the top of the foot. Pressing the pelvis down into the mat. This may be enough of a stretch for you here. It's a very deep stretch to the quads and the front of the body. If you'd like, you can also try pressing the foot into the hand, lifting the leg, and then perhaps the upper body comes with it, just for a few deep breaths, and then release the body down to the floor, let go of the foot, gently put the left leg back down, and now we'll switch sides. A left arm along the left ear, bend the right knee, reaching back with the right hand for the foot, ankle, or pant leg. Pressing the pelvis down into the mat, press the foot into the hand, allowing the right leg to lift. Maybe it comes up high enough to bring the upper body with it in a deep stretch for the spine. And then gently lower the body down to the mat and release. You may lie here now in relaxation, either with forearms stacked beneath the forehead or cheek to one side, arms alongside the body. If you'd like to try a deeper version of the bow pose, you can reach for your strap. Bring the arms behind the body, bend the knees so the feet come towards the body, and then place the strap around the ankles. Press the ankles away, pushing into the strap. Feel the upper body lift as the lower body lifts, and then release down into relaxation. Press yourself up now to a gentle seated posture, either in child's pose, or you can come up into kneeling on the heels or with a cushion under the hips. Relax here for a moment. We'll be preparing for a supported or assisted forward bend. Finding your pillow, your cushion, and your strap. We'll sit down on the ground. Legs are extended out in front. We'll need to find the sit bones here. Make sure that the pelvis is rocked forward just a little bit to keep the natural curve in the spine. Might need a cushion for that. Place the cushion under the hips, just sitting towards the edge of the cushion to allow the pelvis to rock forward. Again, legs are extended, the heels are on the ground, the knees can be slightly bent. If you'd like, you can put a pillow under the knees as a bolster. Reaching for your strap. Place the strap against the bottoms of the feet, and then with the hands, pull against the strap so the upper body starts to come forward over the thighs. The spine is long and strong, but still it's relaxed. You're not forcing yourself into this posture. If you don't need the cushion under the knees, you can remove it now. If you'd like, you can just leave it there. The goal is to bring the torso forward over the thighs and allow it to relax down. You're making effort here, but it is very little effort. Gently coming down and allowing the spine to round at the point of tension. If you feel like this is a little bit too much for you today, you can also just place a cushion across the lap and then lay your torso down onto the cushion for the restorative version of the posture. For those of you using the strap around the bottom of the feet to bring yourself forward, if you feel like you would like to try without the strap, you can release the strap now and bring the arms down to the mat. Hands are on the knees, the shins, the ankles, or the feet. Again, not forcing yourself down into this posture, but allowing it to happen comfortably and naturally, using gravity to support you as you move toward the earth, allowing the head to hang. Being kind and gentle with yourself no matter where you are with this posture. Continuing to bring your awareness deeper within. Continuing to breathe. Noticing the natural movement of the spine and how it elongates and lifts as you breathe in, and how it extends and moves downward as you breathe out. The slowness of this posture allows the fascia around the spine to slowly unwind, giving space for the nervous system to activate the parasympathetic response of relaxation and calming. Continuing to breathe. More deep breath here. We'll prepare to come out, gently lifting the head and using the hands to walk yourself back up to a seated position, slowly coming up, taking your time. Remove props, slide them off to the side. And then gently roll yourself down onto the mats, again in relaxation. The eyes closed. Noticing how you feel. Now we'll be doing a few hip openers. Gently bending the knees, bringing the soles of the feet flat to the floor near the buttocks. Maybe lifting the arms up overhead to stretch. As you do so, bring the arms back down along the sides, bending the right knee in towards the chest. The left foot remains flat to the floor. You take hold behind the back of the right knee or the front of the right knee to pull the knee in towards the chest. Or you can use a strap behind the thigh or on top of the leg, pulling that knee in, out and around to the side and pulling it in towards the torso, opening the hip, stretching through the hip flexors. You could also try lengthening the left leg away from you as the right knee is bent in towards the chest for another stretch. And gently placing that left foot back on the floor with the knee bent, releasing the right leg and placing the right ankle over the left knee, gently pressing away the open hip with the palm against the thigh or the knee, opening the hip further, and leaving that foot crossed over the knee. Reach behind the left leg with the hands or the strap and pull that leg in towards you for an even deeper hip stretch to the right side. Gently place the left foot back down, release the strap or the hands, bring the right knee in, and then place the right foot down, foot on the floor, and we'll repeat everything on the other side. Bending the left knee in toward the chest, reach for the back of the thigh, the top of the leg, or the strap behind the thigh or the top of the leg to pull that knee out and in toward the torso, stretching deep through the hip. Maybe extend the right leg out, further deepening the stretch. Continuing to pull the knee in towards the chest. And now bending the right knee back in, placing the right foot back to the mat. Releasing the left leg, place the left ankle across the right knee, then press the thigh away, opening the hip. And then reach behind the right thigh with the strap or the hands and pull in with that left knee still outward to deepen the stretch in the left hip. Place the right foot back to the mat, release the hands or the strap, bring the left knee back towards the chest and place the left foot on the mat. Readjust the heels closer to the hips, feet hip-width distance apart. We'll do a few bridge pose lifts here. You may have a block or a cushion. Place that underneath the sacrum, that is the flat part of the hips at the low spine. Picking a height that is comfortable for you. Here I'm placing it at the lowest height. You can stay here for a restorative posture with the arms alongside the body. The fingertips are touching the heels. If you'd like to do the strengthening exercise, place the arms alongside the body, palms are down on the mat, activating the thighs, the hips, the lower belly. Begin to roll the spine, tailbone to shoulders, squeezing the glutes, and now relaxing down back onto the block. We'll do this 2 more times. Rolling up, squeeze and hold, and relaxing down. 1 more time, activating the thighs and the hips and the glutes, squeezing up, low belly activates, core strength, holding, and now gently rolling down back onto the block. Removing the block or the cushion, setting it off to the side. Gently roll to one side, bring yourself up to seated. We'll prepare to do our inversion. For this class, it will be legs up the wall. You may want to have a cushion to place next to the wall. Finding a nice clear area of the wall to place your legs up so you won't worry about hitting anything. You can also place your legs on a chair or a couch if you don't have a wall to place them against. Put your hips as close to the wall as possible, so right or left hip is very close to the wall, and then you're turning your upper body to lie flat on the mat as the legs come up the wall. Hips can be on the cushion if that's more comfortable, or you can just lay with your hips on the floor. Hands can be on the belly or alongside the hips. Maybe close the eyes and start to deepen the breath here, allowing yourself to experience the benefits of the inversion. This is a great restorative pose. We'll be here for about 3 minutes, but you can do this pose for 10 minutes a day as its own practice to get the maximum benefit from the pose. This posture helps to reverse the effect of gravity on the lymphatic and cardiovascular systems. Essentially, it gives them a little break and lets them do less work for the same effect that it normally takes much more work for them to do. You'll also feel a slight compression at the base of the throat where the thyroid and parathyroid glands are located. This posture has most of the same benefits as any other inversion. So that means if you would rather not do headstand or shoulder stand, or if you're not able to do those practices due to any reason whatsoever, you can get the benefits of the inversions by doing this restorative version. So continuing here for a few more minutes in silence, just noticing the breath. As we prepare to come out of the pose, take your time just to notice how you're feeling as you go from upside down to sideways to right side up. So come out, slowly bend the knees, feet on the wall, press yourself into lying on your side and relax for a moment. Taking your time to press yourself up to a seated posture. Coming back to the mat and finding your cushion. Finding a comfortable seated pose, either cross-legged or kneeling. Taking time to center yourself, make sure you're comfortable. Prepare to do a spinal twist. Bringing the right hand to the left knee. Left hand behind or at the side of the hip. Turn the upper torso towards the left. The head comes around. And then gently allow yourself to breathe here, noticing how you feel. Coming back through center, releasing the right hand, bringing the left hand to the right knee. Right hand is at the hip or behind the back. Turning the upper body towards the right, head coming around with the upper body. And taking time here for a few deep breaths to be gentle with the spine. Nice natural movement. Gently release, coming back to center. We'll be practicing our deep breathing, the 3-part breath, placing one hand on the belly and one on the chest. Exhale completely. Inhaling into the belly expands, and then the chest lifts as the lungs fill bottom to top. And as you exhale, the chest falls and the belly contracts, squeezing out all of the air. Inhale, the belly expands and the chest lifts. Exhale, the chest falls and the belly contracts. Inhale, expand and lift. Exhale as the chest falls and the belly contracts. Continue this now at your own pace for several rounds. Taking the time to notice how it feels to completely empty and completely fill the lungs. Continuing at your own pace. This is a very calming breath. It can be practiced anywhere at any time. And with regular practice over time, this starts to become a natural breathing pattern. Reduces stress and anxiety, allows for better sleep. Resting here for just a few moments as you continue to focus on the breath. Just a moment of silence. Gently open the eyes and bring your awareness back to the room. Palms together in front of the chest. Thank yourself for coming here. Thank you for taking the time to take care of yourself today.